Hi guys, welcome, and if you're new here, my name is Elaine, and on this channel I like to talk about bags from mid-range to vintage luxury. So today I'm going to be doing the battle of the North-South totes. If you haven't seen it yet, I did do a battle of the Boston bags. Yes, the alliteration on that is a lot better. It made me think of what other types of bags do I have multiples of, and to compare and contrast them and to show you which ones are my favorites and which ones not so much. So let me introduce the contenders. So first off, we have, this is from, I guess, most expensive to least expensive. I have the So Kelly. This is in, I think, Blue Nui Swift. I think it's from 2010. And I bought this one off of Brandier last year in 2025. I did actually pay a pretty penny for it, but I knew it was going to come back and be even more popular in 2026, so I wanted to grab it before, crazy price hikes, even for the vintage ones. This is in the 22 size. And then next, this is the Row Park Tote. The color is cognac, and it is from the year, I think, 2023. At the end of 2023. I bought this brand new from Saks. I think at the time that I bought it, I want to say it was $16.90, and then currently it's $18.50. This is in the pebbled leather. I've done quite a few reviews of the Park Tote, both on the blog, and I've went over this in the Row collection video, so you can check it out there if you want more specifics about this bag. And then next, this is my Wuhe Leathers bespoke bucket bag. When I first found out about it through Instagram, the leather is from a tannery called Remy Carriot, which is pretty famous. It used to supply, or I don't know if it still does, supply Clement's leather to Hermes. They partner with a lot of different types of artisans and bag makers and other, saddle makers and such. I found Wuhe Leathers through them. Wuhe Leathers is a Chinese bag brand. So this is actually made from Byrenia, so the ebony Byrenia, so it's like the dark brown Byrenia, not like the light tan version. Inside is suede. And this one I bought for $7.99 all in. Tariffs and shipping are all included in the price that you see online. So anyways, I'll link their website down below as well. And then the cheapest of the bunch is actually this vintage suede Cartier bucket bag. So it comes with a very nice weighty silver hardware. It is in a beautiful suede, like really, really nice high quality suede. And then it has a trim of snakeskin. So both the handle and this top part here, along with some of the flaps here, are all snakeskin. I got this one from the Real for about, I want to say $3.50, maybe a little bit more with shipping and tax. And as you can see, they're all sort of the same size. If you ask what fits, they'll all fit the essentials plus a water bottle. And I'm pretty sure they'll also fit a regular iPad. Some of the differences other than the price and materials is, one, the closure, and two, the adjustability of the strap, and then three, does the strap stay on my shoulder? Which I feel like those are kind of the main points when you're looking at a north-south type of bucket bag. So let's start off with the Hermes. As you can see, it has a Kelly lock type of mechanism. I keep this H-lock on here. You can still grab things in and out from the bag. I mean, if you wanted to, you could take off the lock and keep the sangles undone, but I mean, to be honest, I can easily fit my hand in. So closure, semi-secure, not terrible, also fairly easy to get in and out of. The shoulder strap, so I looked at this before, and the shoulder strap, I'm pretty sure, is not adjustable to become a crossbody bag. It is meant to be a shoulder bag, but correct me if I'm wrong. I did, as you can tell, I did try to adjust it. So it is adjustable up to a point. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes here. So, you could make it shorter. I have it actually on the last hole here. So this is actually the longest drop, which is good. I don't think it's not terrible. There's enough clearance for sure. So that works out fine. This leather It's quite fragile. As you can see, Swift doesn't hold its structure all too well. It is actually starting to, you know, sag from the weight of the leather. So I do keep it stuffed. And actually inside, I should mention, there is one zipper pocket here. And then on the other side, there is a flat pocket. So there's some organization, like if you have keys or things that you need to keep safe, even if you drop this bucket bag upside down, at least there's a zipper pocket in there so you could keep things secure. So that's a good thing about the So Kelly. Next is the row. So the row, as you can see, does not have any sort of real closure. So it does have these leather straps, but I don't use them, and I recommend not using them if you do have a park tote, because I've seen in older park totes on the secondhand market, and when you use these little leather strips too much, it will just fall off or it'll just tear off, you know, so not the most secure bag. Inside, I do have a Zumoni organizer. So this Zumoni organizer is actually meant for the Hermes in the Loop 23 bag, which I did used to have, and then I sold it. It actually fits the base of the park tote perfectly, so that even though this bag is quite a few years old and is one of my most used bags in my collection, yeah, I mean, I think I've used it, I don't know exactly, but I'll put it down below, but it is one of my most used bags. And as you can see, the corners are still fairly good. Like they're starting to cave in, but the fact that they're not fully just squished, considering how many times I used it, it's because I have this organizer in here, and because when I'm not using it, I do store it like this. So, I favor the front side. So that's why the front side has hardly any corner wear. And then there's just some slight caving in on the back, but it's pretty good. So no closure, any sort of organization? No, not really, unless you put a Zumoni organizer inside. The strap, as you can see, not adjustable. It is a set length, but it's pretty good. I mean, compared to say what I have it on the Hermes, it's like maybe what, like an inch, half an inch longer than the Hermes strap at its longest. So yeah. But very comfortable, lots of clearance. I could wear a heavy coat, no problem. Okay, next up is the Wuhe bucket bag. And actually, I have my stuff in it because I've been using it. In terms of closure, it does have a, what is this called? T and circle. It does have a closure like this. So I think if you have bigger items, they won't fall out. I feel like in general, it's a much sturdier and secure closure than what the row has. The strap itself also is adjustable, fully adjustable. So you can actually make this a crossbody bag. It has, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 holes. So if you really wanted to, you could have it go all the way. Here, I'll just adjust it here. Turn it into a crossbody bag, like so. You know, which is great. I think out of all these bags, this is the only bag that has that option. And then it does have a slit on the side here if you want to tuck your strap in, so it's not just hanging out. That's at the crossbody length, and then I'm going to put it back. I pretty much only use it as a shoulder bag. Very adjustable. You can definitely really customize it to what length is most comfortable to you, and then yeah, you can just tuck the strap in afterwards. The leather is really nice, really hardy. I don't put any sort of organizer in here. Granted, I haven't used it as much as the row bag, so can't say for sure, but corner wise, it's not softening as much. I do think the leather itself is much sturdier, not as thin and as soft as the row park tote. Really nice, very durable. I use it even when it's raining and it's fine. You just wipe it off. I really like the craftsmanship as well. It's neatly stitched, well made. And last but not least, the Cartier bag. So as you can see, there is no adjusting of the leather strap. Inside is actually held by magnets on both sides. So there's a magnet here and a magnet there. Inside, there's actually also a zippered pocket on one side here. I don't think is there a zipper pocket? Oh, there's a zipper pocket on both sides, as well as a very small sort of cell phone pocket. Back in the day, little, you know, skinny cell phones. I think you could probably put like a lip product in there these days. The snake skin goes fairly far down, so you can't really see the lining, but the lining inside is sort of a cotton canvas, which I think is the only one out of the 3 that is actually lined with cotton canvas. The So Kelly is lined in leather, and these other 2, the Wuhe and the Row, have a suede lining. So basically the other side, the unfinished side of the leather, is what faces the interior. So in terms of what stays on my shoulder, so I have the least trouble with these 2 bags. So both the Row Park tote and the Wuhe bucket bag can stay on my shoulder, no problem. Don't even have to think about it. Unfortunately, these 2, the Cartier and the So Kelly, keep falling off my shoulder. So first off, the Cartier, I think part of it is because this strap is fairly smooth. Like the snake skin makes it slippery. If you think of snake, you know, yeah, it just doesn't want to stay. So as beautiful as this bag is and how much I really wanted to love it, I just don't use it much because the snake skin just makes it so slippery and it just slips right off my shoulder. And then the So Kelly, I was so surprised, but I used this a couple times, and every time I use it, it does, you know, slip off. So I end up having to sort of pinch it to kind of keep it on my shoulder, which, I mean, I shouldn't have to do that with a bag, right? So because of that, I barely use these 2 bags. I really gravitate to basically these 2, the Row and the Wuhe leathers bucket bag. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get rid of the Cartier bag. I'm going to sell it just because it really doesn't stay on my shoulder. I mean, it's too bad because the hardware is beautiful. The suede and the snakeskin is super luxurious, but it just, practicality wise, it just doesn't work for me. The So Kelly, I really want to love it. I mean, I love this color. I've always wanted a blue nude. I don't know what's with this shoulder strap. I mean, part of it is, it could be because it's Swift. I do feel like maybe if the So Kelly was made out of Clement's, which is a much smushier, softer leather, I feel like the strap itself will kind of mold to your shoulder better. Also, I think the weight of a Clement's bag kind of helps kind of weigh it down. I don't know. I mean, I still put stuff in here and it just slips off. I mean, I already know I have hunched shoulders. Like I don't have that like square shoulder thing. So I'm already at a disadvantage. But as you can see, both this one, the Park Tote, and the Wuhe, they like bend really easily, and I think that's what keeps these bags on my shoulder. I would say out of all the bags here, this one grips the best. Part of it is because the straps kind of reminds me of just like a leather belt. It's a little rigid on the sides. It's stiff on the sides here, but the actual leather strip itself is pretty pliable. So in general, I find the Wuhe bucket bag stays on my shoulder the best. In terms of weight, I think the So Kelly might be the lightest, and the Cartier is definitely the heaviest. So that's because there's also like a frame here that the pockets or the magnet attaches to. There's this one heavy board in the middle, sort of like the Fendi Peekaboo. You know how the Fendi Peekaboo has 2 sort of compartments and each one has a Fendi turn lock that locks to the middle compartment. Sort of the same idea. I think also on top of that, the nice thing about Cartier bags is they always use very nice, heavy, weighty hardware. So I feel like in terms of bag hardware, Cartier is one of the best. This vintage keyring is quite heavy. And then you also have metal in the middle. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of metal here along with these very thick D-rings. And unfortunately, heavy plus the fact that it doesn't stay on my shoulder means it's not a very useful bag. And so as much as I wanted to love it, because I really love Cartier's bags. In terms of my favorite, ooh, it's tough. I mean, I guess I gotta go with the Row Park tote. This is the original North-South tote that made me love North-South totes. I mean, I used to have a Balenciaga motorcycle bag in the day style, which is, I would say, probably my very first North-South type of tote bag. And I didn't like that one because when I had it on my shoulder, I would have a hard time reaching for things inside. It would be so low. But for this one, as you can tell, like even though this is a set length, I can easily just slip my hand in, grab anything that's off the bottom of the bag, no problem. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I actually have one more. And if you're still watching, I hope it means you're liking this video thus far. And if you've seen some of my other videos in the past, I would greatly appreciate if you consider a like or subscribe, since it really helps support this channel. Thank you. And I'm back with 2 more bucket bags. So I totally forgot about this one. So actually this is my second ever north-south kind of bucket bag tote. This is from Valextra. So this is a Valextra bucket bag. I got it, I think, in 2020. My very first Valextra bag, which I love. So originally I had the Celine Sangle, again, another north-south bucket tote kind of bag. That's the one that has many pockets all around. I didn't like that one because that was heavy. It's like a double layered leather situation. So there's leather in the front, and then inside they also had another piece of leather glued to the interior. It made for a very heavy bag. I had that for a while. I did do a blog review on it and then ended up selling it once I got this bag. This was my diaper bag when my daughter was little, and I like it because there's only one pocket, so I can never have to search for my phone. Like, I knew it was always in here. Inside, it is just like the Row and Wuhe. It is unlined leather, so it's sort of the suede side of a really nice quality leather. So Valextra, they're known for their Epsom-like leather. I forget the term for it, but I'll put it down below. So Valextra is sort of the Hermes of Italy, supposedly. A lot of their bags are like the Epsom type of leather, which makes it very lightweight and durable. There is a shoulder strap, so not a lot of different lengths, but just enough so that if I wanted to, I could turn this into a short crossbody bag. Inside there is no organization, but there is a D-ring here if you want to clip keys in, which I've never done before and never even realized they had it in there. Anyways, after I got that, I actually got this one fairly recent. I got this one just last year from Brandier. It is a secondhand Valextra bucket bag. This is in the smaller size. Still fits a phone in the front. As you can see, this one's made out of canvas, but the bottom and pocket are made out of Valextra signature leather. This one also comes with an adjustable crossbody canvas strap, so I think this one could be very comfortably worn crossbody. So okay, so now if I were to say, now that I have 6 north-south bucket bags, which one's my favorite, I would still say the Row, followed by the Valextra. The Valextra is a lot bigger. Actually, you can fit a laptop in here as well. It has this huge wide gusset, so if you compare it to the park tote, there's no real gusset. It's just 2 layers of leather together here, versus you have the front and back panels of this bag, and then there is a side panel as well. So this capacity wise probably fits the most, and I also do like that it has that pocket for my phone, because that's what I'm grabbing for the most. And I would say third favorite is my Wuhe bespoke bucket bag. The leather, craftsmanship, everything's beautiful, very easy to use, and because the price, it's just a fraction of both of the Row and the Valextra bags. I could throw it around, I can get it wet, and I don't feel as precious with the bag. I also have, as you can see, this is the only one that I have a ton of bag charms that kind of could weigh it down. And if I had put it on the park tote, it definitely would weigh it down. I just feel a little more carefree with the Wuhe bucket bag. And then the last 2 there, I mean, honestly, when it's time to whittle down my collection, those would probably be the first to go. I think Cartier is already out the door. We'll see about the Hermes So Kelly. I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this interesting or informative. If you have any questions, pop them down below. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.